That's what the black police officers did. And I'm amazed that we still, in this country, have to say that we had to separate it out. But in a way, I think it was a good step to allowing the forces that somehow underestimated the talent, the remarkable talent of so many of us. And Judge Thomas was one of the individuals who basically showed that there was no reason for the differences. In fact, I was reading something where someone described him. They said he was fair, he was just, he was a remarkable intellect. But that's something that people within the community, when he walked into court, I read this and I thought it was really fascinating. He walked into court, and most black lawyers would hire a white attorney to go and represent them whenever the case actually had to go to trial, had to go to court. And Judge Thomas decided, no, I'm going to go into court myself and represent my client, which was unheard of at the time. And can you imagine the level of courage that has to take to know what you're going to be up against, but still walk into that courtroom? I'm a lawyer just like everybody else. I have a client like everyone else. I intend to represent my client to my fullest. And he went into the courtroom, and then he became the first lawyer to actually try a case in Miami-Dade County Court, first black lawyer to try a case in Miami-Dade County Court. I love it because the courage that I think so many of people like Judge Thomas had, to my dismay, I'm not sure that we have that same courage today. I was told some stuff about, I think it was Virginia Key Beach. He was instrumental in actually, protests associated with, the limitation of blacks on the beach, and that's how we ended up. I don't know if that was in 1947 or when, but ended up Miami-Dade County came up with Virginia Key Beach, or the lawsuit out in Broward County when they were shutting down the schools, of the black schools, because I was reading something that it was a agricultural season or something was going on, and but they didn't shut down the white schools. They just shut down the black schools. And Judge Thomas Lawyer Thomas at the time, he was instrumental in actually challenging those things. Also challenging the grand jury. When the NAACP hired him to represent a black man charged with a crime against a white woman, Lawyer Thomas went into court and he said, well, this grand jury is unfair. It's all white. And the judge agreed with him. And again, these are things that were unheard of at the time. The judge agreed with him and said, you have to reconvene the grand jury. And so I did hear those things. Again, fearless, which is not always what I wish we heard more of that. I wish we saw more of that in 2022. There are things that I am a beneficiary of. And when it happens to me, when certain things happen to me, they're right in my face. I don't always get the opportunity to reflect.